Boomer Sooner, everybody. You guys know me, I'm Gary James. Now, the University of Oklahoma has never been intimidated with their non-conference schedule. They usually pick a team, and that's who they will play in the non-conference since the Texas game is basically played in Dallas. This year, no different. This year, the headliner with all the SEC teams, the other main headliner, Michigan and the Wolverines out of the Big Ten. And they have a former Sooner tie in also. Head coach. We'll explain and we'll preview the Michigan Wolverines week 2 for Oklahoma right now. Homer Sooner, everybody. Let's hit it. Homer Sooner, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. The second preview for this year for Oklahoma, week 2, the Michigan Wolverines play at the Big House, if you will, at Michigan State, aka Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Last year in Ann Arbor, the Wolverines had an 8-5 overall record, 5-4 in Big Ten play. Now, Big Ten play, they finished 7th, 8th in there, along with a Michigan, was Minnesota. But with the 8 wins, they did go to a bowl. And in the Realia Quest Bowl, they did beat Alabama 19-13. A win there for their coach and former Oklahoma Sooner, Sherrone Moore. Second year at Michigan. Of course, we already talked about this. Graduate 2008 on that big offensive line for Oklahoma. He was a guard on that line. He was a player on that line. Coaching history, just in college football, just a 9-5 overall record in 16 overall games. That is a 56.2% winning percentage. 5-9 in conference play, 55.6, and 1-0 in bowl games. Last year being the one bowl. Now, the reason why it's a 9-5 overall, but they finished 8-5 last year. He was the interim last couple of years ago for Michigan when Harbaugh was suspended. Players to watch out for Michigan. Now, these are statistics through the colleges, through college ball. So that's where this kind of stems through. So from the portal, they got Mikey Keene from Fresno State and the Bulldogs, who, while in 12 games at Fresno State last year, passed for 2,892 overall passing yards, 18 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. 11 interceptions, yeah. The longest reception last year, 75 yards, against Sacramento State for Keene. Leading rushers coming in, another couple of transfers. C.J. Hester is one of them. 119 carries, 529 yards on the ground, rushing 4 touchdowns, a long run of 24 yards from against Connecticut. Last year played in 14 games for the Minutemen of the University of Massachusetts. Another leading rusher for on the board would be Jake Volker. Volker, 89 rushes last year, 514 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns, and a long run of 75 yards against Penn and the Quakers. Volker played in 9 games last year for the TIWers of Princeton. Wide receivers. Wide receivers. The wide receiver play for Michigan is huge as a couple of changes are made. They're also transfer players, Anthony Simpson and Donovan McCulley. Now, we'll start with Anthony Spencer, who spent 2 years at UMass, redshirted last year, but in 2023 had 57 receptions, 700 to go with 729 yards on the ground, 3 tugboats, including a long 61-yarder against Toledo in 12 games. That's Anthony Simpson. They also have Donovan McCulley coming in. 48 receptions last year, 2 years ago, I'm sorry. 48 receptions 2 years ago, 644 yards through the air, receiving 6 touchdowns, and a season-long 69-yard catch at Penn State. 12 games, 2023 spent at Indiana, though. So there is that fact. Defensively, no changes here. All these players are coming back, like Ernest Hausman and Jashawn Robin. Now, Hausman, 89 tackles last season. 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 1 pick, 13 games, linebacker. His most tackles was a 12-tackled game at Washington last season. Flipping to card to defensive back, Jashawn Robin, 66 total tackles last year, 1 forced fumble, 0 fumbles recovered, 3 picks, 13 games, defensive back from Michigan. Best game last season, 9 total tackles at Michigan State. So that's offense, defense. Let's talk some special teams as we wrap this thing up. Special teams, Hudson Hollenbeck, 60, couple punts last year, 3 punts last year, averaging 42.6 on average, 1 touchback, 2 inside the 20-yard line, including a 69-yarder in 2 games. The 69-yarder was against Alabama in the bowl game. Also, but the kicker of this is Dominique Zavada. Zavada, 21 of 22 on field goal percentage. That is a 99.5% kicking percentage. Kicked 56-yarder, 50-plus yarder, 56-yarder, not once, but twice. Once at Indiana, and once against Northwestern. But Zodovac did play in all 13 games for the Big Bad Wolves of Michigan. Zodovac's kicking stats didn't have a field goal from within the 20-yard line. That means before the 20. But from 20 out, the 20 to 29-yard range, 4 for 5. 30 to 39-yard range, 7 for 7. 40 to 49-yard range, 3 for 3. And get this one on this one, guys. 7 for 7 on kicks, 50 yards or longer, including a double shot from 56 yards. Of course, we already talked about those kicks at Indiana and against Northwestern at home. All right, guys, that will wrap this thing up. We will ship it off and get ready, by the way, for the softball semifinals between Oklahoma and Tech. Oklahoma will have to win the double shot tonight, but we'll see if they can do that. So there's that going on pretty soon at 6 o'clock Central Time here in Oklahoma City. Other than that, but as far as football is concerned, guys, that will wrap this thing up and we will ship. You can catch this and all my other videos on the YouTube 1982 Boomer Sooner, Facebook Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter handle X the Hypeman Harry. I'm also on the Patreon Harry James Taylor. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.